All right, Jenna, you're recording.
Okay, awesome. Okay, guys, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Heather and I, and of course, Andrea's in here too right now. I'm sure some others will be joining us soon, but we have been brainstorming like crazy with our trip to Texas over the last several days and learned a lot from each other. But I know some of this stuff maybe that I cover in the first little part of this webinar tonight may be really old school and old hat to a lot of people, but there's going to be a lot of people probably listening later that this is, they're brand new, they're just learning. And so we want to kind of help to review a few things that seems like it takes us a while to learn all this. I know it did me. So just a few things. Heather's going to kind of share some really, I think more of the focal part of this webinar here in a little bit, but I had made a few notes of things I really wanted to go over just for a little bit here real quick. Shouldn't take us long at all, but I know the ones that are in this webinar currently are going to be like, okay, Jenna, like I haven't known that forever and a day. But let's talk about questions in regards to your business, okay? As we grow bigger and bigger and bigger all the time, there's always going to be change involved in what we're doing here. But one thing specifically that I've been thinking about was not enabling our newer people. It is so important that we start training them from day one. And the XBO, which is, for those who might be listening later, that's your Xyngular back office. That is a place that is absolutely loaded with all the information that you could possibly ever need to succeed at this business. But here's what happens. I see way too often. I'm guilty of it. I've asked Sheila, called Sheila, sent her messages, asking her things that I should have never been asking her. She answered me for probably years. And she finally, I think, wised up and said, okay, Jenna, you should know this by now. And she quit enabling me. And that's where I'm at with my team is I don't want to be enabling them anymore. When you get a question asked to you or you have a question, either one, I really want us all to encourage each other to go to that back office, start digging in, start looking for the answers to your questions, because that is where you're going to learn. And remember, learners earn, right? Learners are earners. So that is one thing I wanted to point out tonight. Let's quit enabling our teams. Just point to tools. Sheila's been telling me that for a long time now. Autoships. Here's another thing. Anybody that is listening in on this or is going to listen later is going to know if you're watching this webinar or listening to the webinar tonight, you're in this for the business, okay? That doesn't mean to take away from the fact that, yes, we are life changers, and this is a wonderful, wonderful thing to be doing. But in all reality, we are trying to make an income at this, right? So when we are talking about Autoships, we need to understand, I have had people ask me, you guys, for months and months and months on end, the same question over and over and over about PV, okay? PV is your personal volume. And in order for you to qualify for commissions and for it to make sense for you to be doing this business, guys, you cannot do any less than 120 PV per month. It's only going to make good business sense. Anything less than that is just, it is not good. It's not good. Now, there have been questions in regards to 22 PV. That is a bottle of Flush or a bottle of Accelerate. That is not going to qualify you for anything when it comes to financial opportunity in this, okay? And even if you were placing, and I have to turn this thing on silent here, even if you were placing 30 to 119 points a month, I don't know how many of you guys realize this, but that is only opening your comp plan up for the front line only. You're not going any further than that. Not only that, but you're not qualifying for rapid rewards. That's just regular commission. So it is going to be very, very important if you are wanting to build this business, because you want to lead by example, okay? So your team's going to be doing what you do. Very important that you're placing those 120s. Now, for you guys that don't know this, it is not mandatory that you be on Autoship. That is an option. However, it is an option that you want to follow through with. The other thing is, you're not going to qualify for added incentives like President's Club. That is a huge monster annual thing that we have an option to go for or not. And if you are not on Autoship, you cannot qualify for that. The other thing is, Heather and I and Andrea, I know there's probably some others that have joined up, but we were at the Corpus Christi event, what was it, last Thursday night, I think, Friday night. And I thought it was so awesome. Heather really pointed this out to us in regards to what Russ had shared at that meeting. We're always way too guilty of saying, you guys, this is an amazing opportunity. You can make so much money at this. There's people making anywhere from, say, $10,000 a month to $100,000 a month. What we don't remember is that people cannot really grasp that. They just don't get that. That is way far beyond what they're even able to comprehend yet. And Russ did not even focus very much at all on the director and executive pools, and of course not even ambassador now, but he was really making us focus on that one level of being a manager. Because if we can get an extra $300 to $400 a month in everyone's pockets, that is truly, like you said, that can be life-changing stuff right there. So instead of just blowing big numbers out there, especially if you're going to be doing that, is so important, like Russ pointed out. Look and take note. How many of those people are in the director and the executive pools? Very, very, very few. He made sure to point that out. So what I'm saying there is when you're sharing this, it is very important, I think, to be sharing factual numbers with the Xyngular comp plan, or not comp plan, but the income summary, okay? Now, another thing that I think is important as we're growing, because this webinar tonight is to really help simplify things in our lives with our business, is when you are open for business, okay? You are a leader of a team. You guys know as much as I do that if you have any team at all, that it can get pretty chaotic pretty quick, because every one of us works a different schedule, right? You've got your early morning people that are hitting it at 7 o'clock in the morning and even earlier. And then you've got your people that are hitting it at midnight, 1 o'clock in the morning. So if I were to open myself up for business to my entire team when it was convenient for them, you guys, I would never sleep, right? Neither would you. So it's very important that you let your teams know as you are growing, what are your hours for business? When are you open? Because this is the thing about this business. It could so easily consume our lives, right? And your families need your attention. You do not want, just like ball games, things that are very important. Your kids are not going to be kids forever. We want you to be focusing on being a mom and being a wife and all of those things in life, and not allowing your singular business to totally rule your life. So let your teams know what are your hours so that you're being present for those special moments in everyone's life and your family. Okay, here's another thing about a referral-based business, because that's what we are doing here. This is something that's really been helping me here lately, is always remembering that not everyone is going to do this. Not everyone's going to take the products. Not everyone's going to pursue the business. However, they know people that need this. So one example that I wanted to share with you guys of something I've been trying over the last month to 2 months is reaching out to people. Now, this doesn't have to be Facebook. This is something Heather and I have really been talking about here lately, is we have so much got in this habit of thinking everything we do is Facebook related, but we're dealing with people face to face in, just socializing out wherever we are, just like an airplane ride on the way back from, I don't even know where I was at that point in time, but either way, whether you're face to face with this person, whether you're on Facebook, however you're communicating, this is an example that I want to share. I've been reaching out to people and saying something like this. I know that you might not even think this could be for you, but I'm always looking to people for referrals. If I were to send you a really short video, this is the if I would you approach, right? So if I were to send you a short video and a link, would you look over it? I asked this guy on the airplane, and try to think of someone that you might know who could benefit from this. So Heather's going to be touching a little bit more on this particular method right here, and I'm almost done with this. So we're going to let Heather step in here in a few minutes. The other thing that I wanted to share with you guys, for those that were not in Dallas for our corporate event, Mark has really challenged us to get out of our comfort zone and start using our voices. Stop texting, stop messaging. And if you have to use that method between a phone, as far as texting or being in Facebook Messenger, go to the microphones. Let them hear your voice. Here's something. It helps you to connect to that person. They feel like they're really talking to a person now and not just reading a stinking message that has probably been copied and pasted 1,000,001 times, right? So use the messenger little microphone. If you're going to use your phone, call them instead of texting them, or even send the voice messenger, but at least you're getting away from them just reading something, okay? Now, in addition to that, you talk about a time saver like crazy. That is saving so much of our times. Now, the other thing is staying plugged in. As a distributor with Xyngular, it is vital for us to stay plugged into our teams. This is something we experienced of being together for the golly since Wednesday of last week. Me, Heather, Andrea, Mary Ann, Denise, Christy, Britt, who else? Rosemary. I hope all you guys are on tonight. In fact, I think they're having a party tonight, so they're working. But anyway, it's all about the relationships and the communication there, because it's like Heather and I were talking on the phone today, is the culture and the family of Xyngular is what is going to see. You're going to have bumps. You're going to have valleys. Just bet on it and know it's going to happen. Be prepared for it. However, it's like Heather said, I don't know how many times while we were gone, is I could never divorce my Xyngular family. No way, no how, because there's a culture and a family relationship there. So we're connected. But how has that happened? It was because Heather Kate said the first corporate event that was ever announced after we got started, she's like, guys, we're going. And we went. And it was kind of like Heather dragged us along, me and Sheila. But this is the thing. It's those events. It's the trips. It's the support calls that we get people on, introducing them and getting them connected to their upline. These are things that we really honestly take for granted on a daily basis with our business. Because if we're not getting those people connected to people, because that's what this business is all about. It's a relationship business. If you haven't read Eric Worre's books, you've got to read them and understand you cannot be a shark. You have to be a farmer. That means cultivating those relationships with people. Patience is involved in that, okay? Follow-ups. One thing I really wanted to stress tonight, you guys, is that I have seen people reach out and ask the question, so are you still thinking about this? Here's a big, big, big thing about, so are you still thinking about this? They should be thinking about this. It is up to us to make them think about this. That is where the importance of the follow-up comes in. It's not asking them, what are you thinking? Have you been thinking? Will you consider? It's, are you sending them those messages, or are you tagging them in the testimony groups? Are you reaching out to them in a genuine way where you're not copy and pasting? You're truly saying, you know what, I was thinking about you today and I saw this testimony. I wanted to make sure you saw this because I really know you can relate to this kind of thing. That's making it personal, and it's helping them to feel like you really do care about them. When you ask them a question like, have you been thinking about this? I want you guys to consider, if that was you on the other end, don't you think that would feel like that was one-sided as far as, so are you still considering trying my products kind of thing, right? We don't want to sound that way. We want to make this all about them. So Heather's getting ready to share this different way. And this is something I want you guys to understand as Heather gets ready to start doing or sharing this, is this. This is not the way, okay? It's just a different way. It is an option for people that are looking for different options. And it is something for people to try if you want to try it. But you know what? If you have found something that just is blowing this thing up right now, don't feel like you got to change anything. There is no right or wrong way to be doing this, to be sharing with people. It is simply making people aware of what you have to offer them and how you can help them. So it's going to seem very, very strange and foreign to you. I want you to understand that right now, because we're getting ready to do something that we've never done. But the 5 days that we spent in Texas, we've been experimenting with a lot of people. We're already seeing the results that are happening and how the people are already starting to really open up to us and feel more comfortable. And that's what we want for people. We want them to feel comfortable in this process of learning, right? We don't want them to feel like we're intruding and necessarily pushing things. We also want to eliminate, for the most part, those curiosity seekers that are no more than that right there. They're not at all interested in what you're doing. They really don't care at all about this. All they did was ask a question, what is this? But they have no desire to really know what it is. So why should we spend our day around calls just to figure out if this person even wants to know about this, right? So this is to simplify your life, make things easier. And I am going to let Heather take it right now and kind of introduce to you, well, not kind of, but she's going to introduce to you what we have talked about in Texas. And we honestly thought, well, I'm not even going to go there. Heather, you can just take it away right now and let them know what we are doing here and go for it.
Okay, I'm going to keep you, Jenna, on unmute as well, because I know that I want you to chime in here when I get to certain points. So let me just give you guys a little bit of a backstory. Our company has been trying to come out of the closet for almost 2 years now. And it's so weird saying coming out of the closet, but it's something that's been drilled into our head. And the biggest part at Xyngular that we still want to represent is the relationship in this company. Now, again, we are not reinventing the wheel by any means. I was literally beating my head up against a brick wall. That's how I felt for a little while now. I have a team that is full of successful businessmen and women that are working 40 to 60 hours plus a week and trying to fit Xyngular into the nooks and cranny. And we say all the time, we can do this in the nooks and cranny of our life. But to be quite honest, I don't really feel like that's a really valid thing to say to most people, just because I know the amount of work that goes into it, scheduling the three-way call, following up, posting. There's just so many things and so many moving components to what we do. So I saw my team getting frustrated. I saw people starting to get their eyes glazed over. And to be quite honest, I've watched too many people that have made it so far in this business walk away because they were too stressed out about this and this and this and this and this. And so literally I have been praying about it. I have been just trying to figure out a way that's simplified, because you guys, this process, it really is so simplified. If you look in your back office in the playbook, it says contact, excite, invite, and follow up. And those are the 4 parts of our duplication process. And so with that being said, Russ at this last Zing Fest or whatever in Dallas said that we were the best kept secret in not only the products, but also in network marketing. And that's really not a good thing to say to a 7-year-old company. Yes, we are growing. We've grown 50% more than last year to this year. But literally, you guys, they want us to use Xyngular Social. That brands them as a company. They want us saying Xyngular on our wall. They want us to be proud of the company and the results and the compensation plan that they're offering. And so they're giving us and providing us all these tools. And so last week, maybe a week and a half ago, I got a message from Jordan Williams. He's my go-to guy at corporate, and he wanted some feedback of why Xyngular members weren't using the tools that Xyngular was putting out. The replicated site, Xyngular Social, Xander, and there were some other things. And to be quite honest, on Xyngular Social, I just hadn't had time to tell my people about it. And to be quite honest, I thought it was one more thing that they had to take care of when these people were already maxed out. And so that is where this kind of all came together, and God really put a vision in my head of what I wanted to do. And literally driving down to one of our last events on Saturday, I think, he showed me the video. Because I just didn't feel like there was also a video in place to tell us what we are, who we are, and really to brand us as a company and who we are as a distributor and a member. So the other thing with that is, yes, when someone posts on their Facebook wall, what is this? There could be 100 posts on there. And yes, I still feel like get them in a testimony page. That is really what keeps them interested. That's what provides the excitement. But after that initial contact, you guys, we've been so fearful that we're going to lose people to Amazon and Google and all this. But let me tell you something. People in our testimony pages, they're still finding out who we're with. And they're still going to Google, and they're still going to Amazon, and they're still going to wherever to buy our products because they don't have a link to their friend's website. And they're landing on someone else's because maybe they also didn't know that their friend was in business. They were just posting about a positive transformation. And their friend's like, oh, I want to do that too. And instead of asking their friend about it, or, you know, waiting for that link to come through because the friend said, okay, what time can I give you a call? They just wanted a link to see what it was and what we were going at. So with that being said, my 60 plus hours a week team needed something to simplify, needed something kind of like a vetting and a weeding out process of this to really help the people that needed to be helped. And I'm going to tell you this on the other side of things. I feel like most of the time when people genuinely reach out to you, they're also ready to get started. And getting started with something may not be with a huge system, and it may not even be what they're looking for. So I also I'm going to push the limits and I'm going to push the walls down. But if we want Xyngular to be a household name, we have to show people that this is a household company. And we also have to let people know that we have 12 products that are so diverse. And another thing Russ said that really got under my skin and keeps continuing to stick with me is when he talked about the Xyngular way of wealth. He said, people tell me all the time that they can't afford my products. And if that's your response to the getting started with the starter systems, then guess what? We need to focus on your financial epidemic first. And that means getting you started, taking care of a couple of the products, getting you started to get that extra $300 to $400 in your hands. Then guess what? Then we'll come back to your health testimony after that. Because if we get that energy bottle in their hand, we get that calm, relaxed, peaceful relaxation bottle in their hand, they're going to feel better already. And they're going to start talking about it. And it could be, you know, Jenna shared with me, she started another skincare regimen. She didn't buy a full system. She got started with a couple of products, even though the person said, hey, you know, you should get started with the whole system. She's like, I'm just not ready for that yet. She got started with one product and she continues to add those in. So don't get me wrong. You have to put the value in getting started with the system and let them know your expectations. You also need to offer them other opportunities, other ways. But so here is where we're going to take a change or this is what we're trying. Again, this is your business. You're in control of your business. But I had to find another way to help the people that literally couldn't be tied to the phone 24 hours a day, couldn't be on the computer 24 hours a day, and live that monotonous, and guess what, end up quitting on me because they felt like this is supposed to be giving them time freedom, but really they had no other time freedom. I mean, it was taking away from their lives. So with that being said, nothing has been broken. Sheila Curtis gives us everything that we've needed to be successful. So has Jenna. And I hope my team knows that I want to make this better for everyone. So don't think that I'm knocking anyone's wheel. I just want to simplify things. I want to breathe. I don't want to be attached to my phone for the rest of my life. So with that being said, so when people ask, what is it? Still, I'm not going to be posting when someone just launches their business. There's several ways to launch your business. Getting them to call their best friends, having them over for a housewarming party, getting them, you know, information via social media, via Messenger, using and utilizing Facebook. Those are just some of the different ways to contact someone. So when someone says, what is it? We're still using the same tools. I'll send you a message. But in that message, the first thing that we're sending is the Xyngular story. It's a short 2 to 3 minute video that really touches on, guess what? Xyngular's way of health, Xyngular's way of wealth, and Xyngular's way of life, and really the family that we have here at Xyngular. It is a beautifully made video that I almost made myself. And I like giggle at this because I had already put all these slides into, and Andrea's laughing at me too, I see her, put all these slides in this beautiful PowerPoint, and I was gonna put my voice to the video. And it just, God's divine purpose. Anyways, found this video and literally I was like, are you freaking kidding me? And so from there, you're going to attach the Xyngular story. They're going to get to see everything that Xyngular has to offer them, you guys. And if with that little message, you're going to put, okay, as soon as you watch this video, I would love to hear your thoughts, what your goals are. And that's when if you're on Messenger, guess what? You're going to use the microphone on your phone and you're going to excite them even more. Oh my gosh, I got started with a starter system, literally changed my life. This is what I expected to happen. This is what's happened so far. Excite them in 60 seconds. After you send that video, I want you to send your website, myxyngular.com, Heather Cates or whatever it may be, so that they know you're open for business, so that they know, hey, my friend has this incredible health and wellness system. I may not be ready for it today, but I know that I don't have to contact anyone else. I can go straight to her. I can read all the information, So after that, guess what? People are going to be begging you for more information. Okay, there are so many different products here. What do I need? What do you suggest? Then you can say, what is the best and most effective way for communication for you? I can hop on the phone for you, and it'll take about 15 minutes to go through your goals and figure out where you're ready to get started budget-wise and anything else. The thing is we've been so fearful to give them our website because of prices, but let me tell you guys something. The prices don't change. The prices are the same. The prices are going to be the same. But if they're your friend, you're going to have that opportunity to say, hey, I'm going to meet you where your needs need to be met, plain and simple. That's where we're going to get you started at. And of course, you're going to deliver the systems first. The systems still work. But guess what? The systems aren't for everyone from the get-go either. So meeting people where you're at is huge. So I want you guys to just think of this right now. I've coached over 2,000 people, you guys, and over that. But I'm just going to say 2,000 people in my Xyngular career over 4 years. If each and every single person and one of those were just ordering a bottle of Xing every single month, I'd be at 90,000 in volume. And I say that because we're missing out on people. So when you go to have this consult call, because I'm not telling you consult calls don't work. They absolutely do. Absolutely. But I am telling you this, getting them plugged in to the people and the family and the culture is what's going to keep them around in the downtimes. And I am a prime example of that. I haven't had a rush to the top. I've stayed at the bottom. I've gone forward. I've gone backwards. I've done it all. But I'm telling you, it's because of Jenna. It's because of Sheila. It's because of Lacey Friend. It's because of Carrie Urbana. It's because of all these friends that I have made. Those are the people that have kept me going. So if you're doing your team a disservice by not plugging them in, that is a huge disservice to your business. And it's a huge disservice to the longevity of your Xyngular potential in your life. So with that being said, consult calls work, but get people informed before you get on the phone. If you're working 60 plus hours a week, guess what? It's easy to send that link over and let them come to you again. Put the ball in their court. People want some control. Don't get me wrong. And of course, each scenario is different for each and every person that you talk to. So again, when people say, what is it? Tell them what it is. Send them a message. Oh my gosh. Excite them through voice messenger. Send them the link to your website so that they know you're open. Send them the Xyngular story. They're going to come to you with your goals, and you're going to be able to give them some options. And something that I've been saying is, okay, tell me right now, in the next 30 days, financially, where can you get started? And sit there and wait. Because I'm telling you guys, I just had someone that's not going to that hasn't gotten started. And she told me, you know what, I could get started in 30 days with $200. And of course, I'm going to go back to her, explain the symptoms or the systems, explain the expectations, because we can't have people getting on a bottle of Xing expecting that their whole life's going to change. They're going to lose 15 pounds in 8 days. Their inflammation's going to be gone. Their body's going to be rocking. All of that. We really have to hone in on the expectations. But you're talking to, Andrea Hawley, Mary Ann, Dr. Turner. A lot of these people are nurses. They don't necessarily need to or want to lose weight. They don't necessarily want to change their lifestyle or change their eating habits. They just might want some more energy, and they just might want some more patience. So do not miss the opportunity on single sales products, because I'm telling you, as a company, we're missing the boat. And we also have to realize, guess what? Get them comfortable, brought in where they want to, so that they'll stay on Autoship. They'll stay with one product, because it's the residual income that makes this business so important and so intriguing to people. So if we're getting them started for $524, we got someone signed up, and then the next month they're gone. That does not help your business whatsoever. So that is kind of a little bit of how we're changing things, making things more simplified, making things more easy. Now I'm telling you guys, don't throw stones at me, please. This is something that we're trying. This is something, like I mentioned, that's been on my heart. I want to accommodate my team. I want to accommodate my people, and they need to know that there's a simplified way, and that each and every single person on this planet, whether they have 5 hours extra in a month or 50 hours in that month, they can still have the same results in their business if they're following simple steps and they're doing it daily. So Jenna, I would love for you, because you tested this, you experimented with this. Would you just share your results of telling someone for the first time you use this method and what happened?
It was craziness, because obviously it felt like, oh my gosh, am I really doing this right now? I'm showing her the prices. I'm serious. It was like the most awkward thing. But it was the response that I got out of that, because first I sent the story so she knew who we were, what we had to offer, way of health, wealth, and life. And then she got to look through our catalog, so to speak. She's looking at the prices, she's seeing the product, she's seeing the ingredients. She comes back and she says, yeah, I looked at this, 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 and this. And basically she listed out 4 products to me, is what she said. Really 3 of those that really, really stood out, but one that just kind of more so drew curiosity. And in the process of that, I said, you know what? I did not say, when can I call you? I didn't say it like that. I changed my verbiage by saying this. You know what? It might be easier if we were to hop on a quick call and make sure that I'm getting all of your questions answered, if that's what you feel comfortable with. Honestly thinking that no way, no how are we getting on a phone call. What does she do? She pops right back in there and she says, yes, a phone call would be great. When can we talk? And I said, are you free right now? Now's a good time for me. By the time I get her on the phone call, because keep this in mind, you guys, she's already seen the details. She's seen the prices. She's seen the starter packs, because in my message, I listed out, or I actually said, I didn't type this out. I said, you're going to see the products, the individual products, you're going to see the bundles, and you're going to see the starter packs. So she already educated herself. By the time we got on the phone, we're talking 8 to 10 minutes, absolute maximum, that we were on that call. And by that time, I honestly feel like she was very comfortable with me. She was very comfortable because she was educated. She'd already looked at Autoship. She knew everything. And it was as simple as her saying, what do you really think I need? And I was honest with her, you guys. I said, you know what? You've listed out these certain goals. And I'm going to tell you, I do feel like you could reach some of those goals with those 4 products that you mentioned to me. However, if you're wanting to reach all your goals, you need to start with the starter pack. So what does she do? She takes herself to the website. She places her order. She orders an Ignite pack. She puts herself on Autoship for 2 products, and she signs up as a distributor, and we did not even discuss membership. So it was the difference in night and day because of the way she welcomed that phone call. She asked for that phone call. I didn't ask her. So that's my personal experience. Heather's also had some experiences with, because I had a question asked today about fence sitters. And I know we all hate to refer to them as that. But in all reality, you guys, I'm going back and I'm looking at messages where people have been in info chats for 6 months to a year now. 6 months. It's crazy. And so what I was leading up to there was, how do we deal with those people? That was the question. What do I do? What do I send to those people? Same exact thing. Heather tried it. Tell them what happened with your people that have been not even like you didn't exist to them.
Right. So as soon as Jenna got some results, as soon as I really felt like, okay, this is the system that I want to do, this is what I've been looking for. At 12:30 at night, I think Jenna and Andrew were already asleep. I just went through my messenger and I scrolled as far back as it would let me without continuing to load. And I just went through message after message. These people, you guys, hadn't responded to me from the initial contact. Hey, what is this? And I would say, oh my gosh, I'd love to hear your goals. And I, would ask, hey, is there a certain time that's best for you to hop on the phone? Literally no response. I would continue to follow up with specials and different things, show them different results. Still nothing. Still, guess what? Facebook shows you that they saw the message and you just want to shake your phone at that point in time. Anyway, so I sent this new protocol to them, and literally instantly, you're talking 6 months of not responding to messages, you guys. They watched the video. They said, okay, here's what I need. Here's what I'm looking for. And they started giving me their goals. But guess what? It became an interaction. And that's what it should be in our business, you guys. We shouldn't be scaring people away after the first thing. And somehow we're doing that. And some people just feel icky with what we were doing, being so secretive. And I get the reason that we've been so secretive. But guess what? Our company wants to come out of the closet. Our company has given us great tools to brand ourselves. We have incredible results that can't be duplicated or replicated. And we need to stand behind them and watch this company take off from floor level to literally, we're almost to our tipping point, and we are on the brinks of an explosion, you guys. We have to simplify this method now. And I hope that you guys know that this is just one way of, and yes, Sheila, I'm just looking at it. We're going to be typing this out. Yes, yes, yes. But there's a couple other videos that are going to be in the making. I hope to make a video of walking people out of their box, getting the ultimate kit, going through that box, what they should expect, serving sizes, things like that, so that we're pointing to a tool. Another thing that I hope to do here shortly, if you guys don't remember, for you guys that have been doing this for a while, there was also a website called thebestpackages.com. And so it was a great breakdown of our 2 starter systems. I hope to remake that and put the best starter systems so that we also have another tool to point to. Hey, this is the best way to get started. Absolutely, this is what you can expect out of these 2 packages and what's going to happen with your body in this turn. However, if you're not looking for that, or you are, then talk to the person, of course, that invited you to this, that type of thing. I'm hoping to release that in just a little bit. But like I said, there are so many methods to doing this business. Don't forget about in-house parties, getting your person scheduled a launch party, getting them with their closest friends and family. The phone, have them pick up the phone and share their results with their closest friends and family members. Of course, the excitement, making sure that your story is always there. Excite them about individual products. Use Xyngular Social, you guys. When they click on that link, your Xyngular Social, and let's say they're interested and they want more information, and they click on that, guess what? You are going to rack up leads in your back office. And if you log in as Xyngular Social from your back office, it's under Account Services, click the Xyngular Social tab, your leads are already there. That's there to generate leads for you. So the more that you're using that, the more people are going to click on you. And it could be random people across the world. But it shows up like a sponsored ad, you guys. So utilize what Facebook has given us. They're even in the works of doing something even more spectacular than Facebook Live that's going to be and it's going to be linked directly to your Xyngular website if you invite them. But for these new things to happen, we have to use what they already have. So, but I want to make sure that every single person knows we're not saying 3-way calls don't work. Those 3-way calls plant the vision. They also build your credibility. They also take you out of the situation. But guess what? We should be doing those 3-way calls now, if you're using this method that I'm talking to you about, in 10 to 15 minutes tops. Mm-hmm. If you're not utilizing a 3-way call to get someone signed up, you better be utilizing the 3-way call the week after, whether it be a day 9 call or walking them through their kit call to share the excitement. And of course, for all you people working 60 plus hours a week, if you're not available from 8 to 5 or you're working night shift, if your friend that you've started on this system isn't comfortable going up to your other coaching members, your success line for help, then they could ultimately fail because you didn't plug them in. So I want you to know that we're not saying X and A, 3-way calls, but I'm saying we have to have a faster method to growing our businesses. So again, utilize the testimony pages like we've been. But again, getting that person, your website, it in their hands as quick as possible, is that that they're interested, is going to alleviate, or in my opinion, them going to other sources because they're playing Nancy Drew, detective, trying to search through all your things and piece together the name of the company because they're too, whatever. Don't live in fear, as if you want to get biblical, the Bible says fear not. So if they're supposed to be with you on your team, they're going to, but let's simplify that. But anyways, Jenna, what other things? I know we're about 12 minutes overdue. So
yes, I'm going to wrap this thing up really fast, guys. First of all, Heather and I did have a goal of wrapping this up in 30 minutes, but this was the first webinar we've done like this, and I know it went a little over than what we were expecting it to be. We're wanting to start weekly training webinars like this because we're seeing the importance. My gosh, what we experienced 5 days in Texas was phenomenal. This needs to be happening on a regular basis. A few shout outs I want to give is Heather, thank you for always helping me and getting me to Texas, because this was such a blessing for me to be there with these girls and getting to know my team. The other thing is Sheila, I hope you're still on hanging out with us. I see Sailor waving in the background, but Sheila, thank you for equipping us, and you're the reason we're here. Everything that you have equipped us with has worked, and it's been a blessing, but this is something that I feel that is vital for us to leave this webinar with tonight, you guys. Mark has been preparing us for, gosh, at least 1 year to 2 years now, minimum, of we are on the verge of a major explosion. What that means is the way we've been doing this lately is not going to work. It is eventually going to get to a place it will not work for us, because we're going to have people coming out of the woodworks. They're going to know who Xyngular is, and they better know who's the go-to person for Xyngular. When they think of Xyngular, they better be thinking of you, right? So that's what we're preparing ourselves for and you for tonight, is that get ready, because it's getting ready to get so busy you will not be able to do what you've been doing, period. So we've got to make this short, sweet, and simple, and let's get ready to rock and roll this. I want to thank you guys for being on tonight. Heather, thank you for putting this, okay, Heather's going to say one more thing. Thank you for putting this webinar together, because you know that I couldn't have done it.
One more thing that I want you guys to know, because I know there's people on this webinar, myself included, that have faced falling back, that has faced trials and tribulations. I just read a card, and it said, just a second, let me read it out loud to you. I don't want to butcher it. If you're on the right path, it will always be uphill. Here at Xyngular, here, me, Heather, Jenna Vincent, Sheila Curtis, Curtis Call, Russ Fletcher, Mark Walker, Steve Elder, our whole corporate staff does not view you as a platinum director, as a manager, as a silver manager, as an executive, la-da-da-da-da, okay? Yes, they want to celebrate you. Once you've hit that milestone, you've earned it, they want to celebrate you. But let me tell you something, they know you by name, and they care for you by name, as do we. I've seen so many people walk away because they just started out wanting to get their products for free. And I want you guys to really think about why you got started with the business, why you got started sharing. And maybe it was just to get your products for free. Maybe it's a financial goal. Maybe you haven't hit that. Maybe you've fallen back for that. I don't know your story. Well, most of you, I know your story, but I'm speaking to the masses. Anyways, when you feel like you've let someone down, don't for 1 minute think that you've let me down. Don't think for 1 minute you've let Sheila down. Don't think for 1 minute you've let Jenna down or let the company down, so on and so forth. We care about you. The only reason we're here, the only reason that we would even say, hey, you're falling back, is to strategize and to help pull you out of whatever rut you're in. So if you think that withdrawing, you guys, I've done it. I've been guilty of it. If you think withdrawing is going to help the situation, let me just tell you it's not. It's just going to paralyze your business that much more. So when you are feeling like you've let someone down, that's in your head. We don't judge you based on what you've done for our business or what you're doing for the business. We want you to reach every milestone that you're working for. So, but I want you to always remember, for all you guys that are going to listen to this and listening to it now, why the heck did you get started with the products in the beginning? Was it just, you just started sharing just to get your products for free? And then guess what? You're making $1,700 as a gold manager, and you quit because you haven't made it to director? Shame on you. Stop it. You started out with that first goal. Our goal as a vision as a company to earn you that extra in-pocket money. The only way that you quit at the business and you don't go to the top is if you quit. Jenna, Sheila, and we've had grace because we've stuck it out, longer than the other people. People know my name because I've been at 9 events now, not because I'm any more special than anyone else, because I put in the time for it. They don't see me as platinum executive, or platinum manager, or whatever. They see me as Heather Cates. So I want you guys to realize, in closing this webinar off, don't withdraw. Don't think that we think any less of you. We love you for you. And remember, this is something that I've had to really, really focus on this year, is that God put you with the people that he intended to put you with. Because that person has a strength that maybe you don't have. And if we grow together and we literally lean on each other's strengths, and we don't even have to focus on our weakness. Of course, every single day, be a better you, become a better you. But we've been given the person that we need and connected us with to go further in this business for a reason. Don't sit there and look at another team and said, I wish I could have been on that team, because let me tell you something, that isn't going to change anything. If you think you're going to push you farther, give you more initiative, whatever, that is self-ingested. Go start emulating that yourself. Your business doesn't depend on anyone up, down, sideways, anything. It depends on you, but it also depends on you plugging in to a system and working this business part-time, not sometimes. So I just want to remember, you guys, every single person, walk away from this. You are not a number to us. You are our family. We love you. We cherish you. And now let's go make big things happen. So Jenna, anything else?
I'm out of here.
All right. This recording, it will be recorded. Send it to your people. Love you guys, and talk to you guys soon.
Awesome. Night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. I can figure out how to leave. Leave meeting.
I just wanted to check the messages to make sure that we didn't have any unanswered. Okay, we're good. Talk to you guys soon.
Okay, good night.